Hello one and all, this is Soulful Lordy, James Bullock, once again with another video game first impressions. This time around, Hunt Showdown for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. Hunt Showdown is a first-person shooter survival horror game that features a PvE plus a PvP aspect. The player takes control of a hunter set in the 19th century, trying to free the village of these monstrous zombies and spiders and assassins and butchers and everything else you can imagine that have infiltrated the town. Now, to do this, you must go about the town finding clues, all the while trying to fend off any enemies to make sure that you can make it to the boss. The one of three bosses that are available, be it a spider, a butcher, or an assassin. Now, depending on the map, there may be two of three at one time available. But that's what makes this game so interesting. Not if it's just one or two bosses available on the map, but the fact is that alongside you and your partner or partners, there are groups of other hunters also trying to discover the clues and find the bosses to overcome. This means that it is advantageous to have as few hunters as possible on the map at one time, which means that you will have shootouts, you will have knife fights, you will have people trying to kill each other to ensure that they are the only ones to get the bounties that are available once you defeat the bosses and banish them. Defeating the bosses is actually rather underwhelming. After you get to wherever the boss is located, more than likely a closed off area or shack that the boss will never leave. You can go in, get some pot shots in if you want to, throw a stick of dynamite, step back out, wait for him to come back and do it all over again. Upon defeating the boss, you have to banish it. And by banishing it, you unlock the bounty hunter trophies that you have to carry to an extraction point. Now, this is where it gets a little complicated. Once the banishing begins, all of the hunters that are available on the map find out what's going on, and then they have the opportunity, if they want to come and steal the bounty by potentially killing the hunters, which makes this a harrowing feat no matter if you're playing against the AI or against human adversaries. The AI that features the zombie grunts, the armored, the meatheads, the incinerators, the wasp ladies, are more fearful than the bosses themselves, as they come up at any time, anywhere, because of the way this game is made. Every map, every section, every enemy is procedurally generated and randomized, which means you never get the same game twice. You never get the same hunt twice. You never get the same experience twice, which makes the game that much more riveting because you never know exactly what you're going to encounter until it happens. The game also has a character progression system that is tied into a permadeath system. After you get to rank 11, the game alerts you that you now have characters that you can recruit and purchase with in-game currency that can die if you do not make it through the hunt successfully, which means that all the skills, all the weapons, all the abilities, everything that you've earned with that character is lost forever. Now here's the thing. Thankfully, they allow for you to purchase recruit slots that give the opportunity for the player to have more than one character to play at one time. The game unfortunately only has two main modes. The aforementioned bounty hunter mode, where you can go either solo or with partners to try to hunt down the beast, and a quick play mode, which is something like a capture the flag, king of the hill mode. Another positive when it comes to this game is the sound. From sound cues like crows alerting other players that you've passed this way, or broken glass that if you crouch over top of, you don't make the same sound to alert enemies, both human and AI. Gunshots you can hear from across the way by your human adversaries. It is one of the most atmospheric and actually quite thrilling and frightening games that is available on a multiplayer platform. While this may sound like a positive and glowing first impressions with Hunt, there are some problems. Graphically, the game is hit and miss, while some of the details like the human AI, the weapons, look really good. The overall buildings can look bland and flat, and there are times when it takes a long time for them to even load. But nothing compares to the loading itself. While it may take 30 seconds to a minute to find a randomized partner, the act of getting into the game itself can take upwards from 3 to 5 minutes long. It is ridiculous how long it takes to get into a game, and this is made worse by the fact that the game doesn't allow for you to immediately restart a map alongside the people that you've been playing with. So if you're playing with friends, that means you have to go back to the main menu, which features a very slow and sluggish and not very appeasing UI, and invite that friend or be invited by that friend all over again, and then have to wait for another map to load. It is terribly long and one of the biggest flaws about the game, and will turn off a lot of people, including yours truly. Overall, Hunt Showdown is a fun experience that is hampered by long load times, the inability to play with randoms and friends immediately after a game ends, and the dreadful feeling of losing character progression. But the gameplay, the atmosphere, the sounds all make up for those shortcomings. It's not the type of game that you're going to sink hundreds of hours into at a time, but it's something that is very fun just to pick up and play once in a while, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So there you have it. This has been Soulful Lordy, James Bullock, once again with another video game first impressions. Hunt Showdown for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. Now if you don't mind, I have to go out, find some clues, hopefully take down this spider before I get shot down myself. And if I run into a group of hunters trying to steal my bounty, they will have no choice but to say, "Oh Lordy."